Hello guys and welcome back. My name is Lucas. On this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to easy and quick way make the speed ramp effect, and we are going to make in this tutorial a slowdown effect, and then we're gonna speed up that video, and as well we're gonna make that smooth movement in between that slow down and speed up, and as well we're gonna add some motion blur to get that nice effects when we are speeding up the video, and it's gonna look something like that. Okay, the first what we have to do, we have to open Retime Control. Then click on your video, right click, and you can find here Retime Control, or you can press Ctrl R shortcut, Ctrl R, and you're gonna open that Retime Control. And in this place you can control the speed of the video. You can add the points, and we can slow down and speed up the video, and then we can add some nice smooth movements in between this. Then you can click here on the 100%, and you can go change the speed, and you can change the speed of the whole video. But first we're gonna have to add some points. Then we're gonna have to find some place where we're gonna want to speed up the video and slow down. Then for example, we're gonna go somewhere here, and we're gonna add the speed point, and then you can see here we can control that speed on that video. If we're gonna zoom it out, we're gonna see that a little bit better, but let's go to another place where we wanna maybe like see that video is like zooming in. Then maybe before it starts zooming in, and we're gonna add another point, and then we're gonna maybe go after that a little bit here, maybe something like that here, add a speed point, then we're gonna add another speed point here, and it's just the best way to find for you the places where you want to speed up and then slow down the video. And then after that you can start slowing and speeding up somewhere here, because that's it's moving out, and maybe somewhere here, then we can slow down that part at the speed point, and now we can go something, we say like that. We can get another point, then we're gonna speed up that, and this one we're gonna slow down to the end. Okay, after you add the points, now we can start slowing down and speeding up the video. Then let's zoom a little bit in, and then we're gonna see this a little bit better. As you can see, you can go 100% and you can speed up or slow down. I would say I'm going to slow down this bit first, and maybe go half of that speed, just to go slightly slower. We can say I'm going to change the speed to 50%. Okay, and that's going to be moving slowly. And then the second bit I want to speed up quite faster. We say change the speed, and you can go to, we say 800, and that's gonna go very fast. Then yeah, maybe 800 is too fast, and we can go to 400, and yeah, that's supposed to be fine. But what if you want to change the speed on the different than what you say here? Then you can always move that points, the key points where you set it up here, and if you see, you can move in the points, you're gonna see that it's changing the percentage. Or if you go all the way out, it's gonna go to like a slowdown. Then you can change that percentage of the speed up and slow down by just moving the points here. And what we say we want to maybe like a 600. That's nice. And now we're gonna slow down this one, but we're gonna change the speeds to 50%. Okay, it's like a half. And then we're gonna go to the next one, and I'll say as well I want to change the speeds to that 600, and I'm gonna go 400, and then I'm gonna move to 600. This one I'm gonna make the change the speed to 50%, And then I'm gonna move to the other side. We're gonna change the speed to again that's 600. I'm just changing to 400 to be a little bit closer quickly. And now we can move this to 600. And that last bit, I want to go change the speed to 50%. Okay, now we got this all speeds change, but we still doesn't have this nice smooth movement in between, because you can see it's like a slow and then it's straight speed up. Then for this, we're gonna have to change something else. And now you just have to right click on the video and open Retime Curve. On the Retime Curve, you're gonna see the curves here. As you can see, everything is square. We can as well click here on the selecting things, and we can retime frame, click it off, because we don't want to see retime frame. We just want to see retime speed, and that's why we're gonna change it. We can always get this one slightly down to get a little bit more view here. And as you can see, everything is square here on the place where we are speeding up and slowing down. Everything is square. Then we're gonna have to change this to the like a round one, to like a curve from a square. Then we click on the points, and then we click on that curve, and now you can see there's a nice curve here. And we can as well increase that curve, and we can get even more smooth. And we go with another one, and we do like this. Then we find another points, curve again, a little bit more curve, a little bit more nice smooth. And we're gonna do this to every single point as well. Then select the points here, curve, select here, curve, a bit more curvy, a bit more smooth. And that's how we change it. As well, on this curve, we can manipulate the speed of the video as well. As you can see here, we can get to the video here, and we can go up and down, and as well get more precise percentage of that. We can control like to the almost to the by one by one, if you want to go like a 600, because in here is a little bit more difficult to get exactly in the points. Then you can control as well the speed of that video up and down. I say if we want to get that 600 exactly, or yeah, and that's how you do in this one. And that's almost everything. That's how you do in the speed ramp. But there's only one more thing. It's depend how you record your video. For example, this video was recording 60 frames per second. Then I could easily slow down this to 50%. And if I start slowing down this more, that's gonna get missing frames. But if you record your video, say normally like 30 frames per second, or even 25 frames per second, then when you start slowing down the video, that's gonna create that very jerks movements on the video, because there's not gonna be enough frames. You're gonna slow down the video, but there's no enough frames to cover that slow down video, because you record only 30 frames per second. And there is a way how you can get fix this problem, and you have to go to click on the video, go to the settings of the video. If you don't have open inspector, and on the video you have to find retime and scaling, and that's how you can create like a generated by Davinci Resolve frames to your video. And if you record 30 frames per second, I don't recommend to go more than 50%, because after, even if you use that settings, even change that settings, you will create something like a, we can say like a kind of ghost effect, and that's not gonna look very nice, and especially if it's very dynamic video. Then if you record 30 frames per second, if you go to 50, then you have to go to retime and scaling, and you have to change the project settings to optical flow, project settings to etchings better, and you can go to the speed drop, but and this is gonna give you the best result, but this is very slowing down your video. That's gonna take a very long time render. Then usually I'm using this one, scaling fit, and the project settings we say smoother, and that's what I'm using. And that's gonna create, on the place where you're slowing down the video, that's gonna create additional frames to the video, and it's gonna cover that place where it's missing the frames. But this is only gonna be visible after you're gonna do render. You don't have to do anything here. And as you can see now, the video is okay. We done all the speed drums. You can see you got speed up, slow down. It's very nice video, very nice effects, and with this retime scaling, you're gonna apply the frames. You're not gonna have that jerky effects here, but that's gonna be only visible after you're gonna done the render. And as you can see, we done very quickly, nice and good works on that video. And to be honest, that's it. That's how you do in the speed ramps. The only one thing what we're gonna do now, we're gonna add some motion blur in that places where is that speed up to get that blur in that image, because if you see when the image is speeding up, it should be blurred out a little bit. Then now we're gonna have to add some blur. We can switch all these settings, right click retime curve. We don't have to see this one. This is still there. If you open it, this is still there. You just have to you just switch it off to don't see. As well, you can close the speed start retime control to don't see that speed ramp anymore, because you don't really have to. But we are going to leave that retime control, because we want to see where the video is slowing and speeding up, because there where we're gonna add the motion blur to the video. And to add some motion blur, we're gonna have to add some effects, and we're gonna go to the effects here, just to open the effects. Just need to get open effects, and you're gonna have to find adjustment clip, and that's where we're gonna insert here the adjustment clip, and we're gonna change the the length of this to the length of the place of the where is the speed up and slow down. We can always open retime curve and see where is exactly that sitting in the place where it's speed up and slow down, but this is exactly in that keyframe. Then close the retime curve, and that's where we're gonna add the motion blur in that place where is the speed up. And we're gonna have to now go to the Fusion page, and we're gonna have to add some motion blur in that Fusion page. And now we have to add some motion blur. Then shift space, find the motion blur. That's the motion blur. Click it on it, add it, and that's gonna add the motion blur. And now here you can control that motion blur. As you can see, let's zoom this one in. That's not really nice motion blur. Then we're gonna go to the better. As you can see, that's already much better. Then the range, we're gonna keep medium. You can go large, but I would say medium should be better. You can go to small as well. And most of the results you're gonna see after when it's gonna start moving, and you can add as well amount of the motion blur. See here, 100%. You can go less. That 50 should be okay, and that's how you add in that motion blur. You're gonna see the effects of the motion blur. Obviously, you're gonna have to render to get this one working a little bit more smooth. And there is as well another way of doing this one. That's usually working fine. That motion blur, as you can see here, it's adding a lot of motion blur here. As well as slowing down. Then you're gonna see this one nicely when you're gonna speed up and when you're gonna render that as well. We will have to get this a little bit fade in, fade out to don't show that motion blur straight away. That's it's gonna give you that nice in and out slowly from that motion blur. Maybe we can say we can go over even like that much, maybe. That's gonna nicely and gently add that motion blur when it's speeded up. As well, you can check on your time control curve. We can go up to here where is the peak time, and as well here when you go that peak here, that's where you can match them together to get that fade in, fade out. There's another way as well to do the motion blur, and I'm usually using the second way, and I found that second is better. Let's delete this one, and I'm going to show you the second option what you can use. And the second option is something what I'm usually using, and we're going to have to find optical flow. It's already typed it there. Okay, then optical flow, add it. We have to add them here, and then another node, we're gonna have to find vector motion blur, add it, and we add vector motion blur. As you can see, the motion blur is already applied here. The amount, if you want to change the amount of the motion blur, you go to the vector motion blur, and on the scale you can change this one. We can say to 2, enter, and that's gonna change nicely to 2. As you can see, this one is very nice, and this motion blur is working for me much better with this optical flow and the vector motion blur, because it's working like on this vector x and y, like on this axis, and as well on optical flow as well. You can change some settings. We say we want to go to classic, advanced, and you can change the smoothness, edges, and all the settings as well. Anything where you change here, just remember to have to like render the settings, and that's gonna work later on the change. Then I'm usually keep this one as it is optical flow, but without this optical flow, that vector motion blur will not work this way. As you can see, we can get this one off, and as you can see, the motion blur, it is not working at all. That you need this optical flow as well added to get that vector motion blur to work, and that is the best way. I found this is the much better. Only the problem is on this one is heavily working on your computer, and it's heavily loaded your computer, and the render is going to take a way longer with this type of motion blur, and it's slowing down heavily your computer. That's only the one problem with this motion blur, but obviously you don't really have to work with them now. Even if you want to work still on the video, you can always switch them off. Click on the video on that adjustment clip, press D, and that's gonna bypass that motion blur. Then you're not gonna have any problem with this motion blur. If you want to see anything else, then yeah, then don't forget to switch it on this after you finish working on the video, and then you want to render. Okay, that's what we have to do. The next ones, we're gonna have to add another adjustments clip here, and that's all. That's what how we create that nice effects of that motion blur, and that's how we speed up the video and we slow down the video. That's everything for this tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you find this useful, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, browse my channel for more contents about the Davinci Resolve, for your drone footage, and as well generally for drones. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.